All right, so today we are going to roast the spelt berries in a popcorn maker, and Lily is going to scoop out 3 tablespoons of spelt berries and put them directly into our popcorn roasting can. So if you have a popcorn maker at home, you're going to want to follow the instructions from your manufacturer to make sure that you're not overfilling your roasting pan. The idea is to get the berries onto the part that will roast it the most. And there's our 3rd tablespoon, and you're just gonna check inside to make sure they're kind of evenly laid out. Maybe Jonah can look with the spatula and just make sure they're evenly dispersed in there, you can see, so that it's on the metal itself. All right, and when you've got it evenly displaced, you're gonna follow your manufacturer's instructions on how to start the popcorn maker.
Good job.
Good job, Jack. Then we wait. It's coming. So depending on your popcorn maker, it's going to take about the time it takes to pop a bag of popcorn. And you can see some of the kernels are burned and some are the nice toasted brown color. And that's what you want, because if you just do a regular roasting, that's right, Jack. If you do a regular roast, your coffee can be a little bit weak, but this way you get the combination of burned beans and lighter roast, and together it makes for a really stronger coffee according to Saint Hildegard's instructions. So we're gonna go ahead and dump all of our roasted coffee beans into our mason jar, and then you can just put a lid on it and store it next to your coffee for use in the morning. And we will show you next how to use the beans with your French press, or you can also use a coffee sieve, and we'll show you another method. It's not really good for using in a Keurig, as when you put the water in the Keurig, it will sometimes expand to the point where it blocks the water from going through, but you can try it. We also can grind them, and that might give you an opportunity to use it in your Keurig. So we will show you those steps next. Thanks for watching. So another way to roast spelt berries to make your coffee is to take the uncooked spelt berries and put a cup into a cast iron pan or into a baking sheet. And the key to doing either one is to just make sure that you spread the beans out nice and even, so that they have a chance to hit the pan, just like in the popcorn. So a baking sheet is probably going to give you about 2 cups of roasted beans, and your cast iron pans are going to allow you to roast about 1 cup of beans. You may want to take a few of them out just to make sure that all of them are being roasted. We'll make sure all of those are touching the floor of the pan. If you've got a little bit extra, just take it out, because you want to make sure that they all get roasted. Yeah. There you go. Good job, Jack. Nice and easy. If you want, you can put it on Jonah's pan. So over here in the corner. Yeah. So this batch will make us about 4 cups of roasted coffee beans, which will do a pretty good job at allowing us to have coffee during the week, every day. And the nice thing about spelt coffee is it has no caffeine in it, so little guys are free to drink it as well. All right, good job. And when you're done smoothing it out, we'll take it over to the stove, and you're going to roast it in a frying pan on the stove top for about 15 to 20 minutes. And if you want to bake it in the oven, you bake it at 450 for about I I think you're looking to check on it to make sure that it's not going to be burned as you keep it in the oven, but it's about an hour to do it in the oven. All right, we'll let you know what it looks like. Cooking with kids, it's a blast and a joy. We'll see you soon.
The reason that this one is the much mommy is because it's the biggest burner.
It looks browner. On the stovetop, it looks browner than it is in the video. See?
So this is what it looks like after you roast. So in the skillet or cast iron, you can tell they kind of get a little bit more of a variety, where some are black, some are a little bit lighter in color, so there's a good mix. And then if you were to do it in the roasting pan, you have a little bit more of a consistent dark roast to it. So it roasts up pretty nicely in the roasting pan, especially if you like it dark. What we did here is we made, how many cups did we make? I think 3 cups?
One there, one there, one there.
2, 1, and 2. So we have 4 cups of roasted beans, and this will be plenty for the week. And Hildegard recommends having a good mix of black and darker beans at a ratio of 80-20 if you like it a little bit more robust. So you want to gather some of the lighter ones in, and you can see we're just gonna leave ours in a jar, a mason jar with a lid on it. And the way that you make spelt coffee is to basically use a French press. That's the easiest way. You're going to pour in about 3 tablespoons into your French press. So since I have it over here nice and fresh, I'm going to just do 1 and a mix from our other batch, 2. And we do like it dark here, so 3. And that's pretty much all you need. You're going to then, when your water is done boiling, you're going to let it just cool for a minute, because you don't want to pour boiling water into the French press jar. But then you pour it over and allow it to steep for a couple minutes, and then press it out. And then the cool thing about spelt is, if you like the flavor but you want it to be more intense the next time you do it, you can actually leave the spelt in the bottom of the press, and then just add a new tablespoon of darker beans or lighter beans, depending on your preference, into it the next day. And by the 3rd day, you'll have a really strong cup of coffee, and you're allowed to just leave it in there. And you can just, the nice thing about the French press is it's glass, and you could just stick it in the fridge and then just repeat the process the next day. And that's how you make spelt coffee. Thanks for watching. Another way to make spelt coffee is to take your roasted grounds and grind them in a personal grinder. We just used one from Publix, and about 4 tablespoons of roasted coffee beans into the grinder. As you can see, makes quite a nice fine bunch. The consistency should be like a caramel brown. And from there, you can just treat it like regular coffee. We put 3 tablespoons into our coffee carafe here, and we're going to use the French press version to go ahead and pour water over it. And we actually, you can press right away, and you don't need to leave it seeping. But if you do want a stronger roast, you can let it seep for about 4 minutes, and you will get a darker blend. At the end of this video, I'll show you a picture of the different versions. And so one is the lighter version will be the way that it looks when you use the whole beans and the French press. And then the middle is when you just press right away. And then the last cup on the right, you'll see soon, is the darker roast after letting it seep for about 4 minutes. But pretty much once it's ground, you can treat it like regular coffee. And my kids actually like to put cream, heavy whipping cream. They whip it up with a frother and a little touch of cinnamon on top of it. But for those of us doing the Hildegard fast, she recommends drinking it black. But you can also add almond milk or any kind of oat milk. So here you see the different colors in the different roasting styles. So the point is to choose your favorite roast and have fun doing something the way Saint Hildegard did, and have a happy fast.